This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey guys, Maven here. Today I am joined by hands down the toughest SOB to ever enter a wrestling ring, Spike Dudley. And Spike, we're gonna relive some of your most hardcore moments and insane bumps. Are you ready to relive the past?
No, why? You just want to watch me get hurt. Right? That's what you want.
Not me, Spike. That's what they want. You ready, brother?
I guess so.
Spike, let's start this off. Tell us where we're at and what we are watching.
Okay, real glasses time. That's Bam Bigalow. Oh my God.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, good guy. So this was very, very early in my ECW career. Bam said, I want to work with Spike. Why does he want to work with Spike? Well, he can throw me, into the 6th row of the arena. Oh my God.
Those were fans.
Yep.
He threw you into.
Yep.
Those were fans that were okay with a grown man being launched in their direction.
Yeah. The crowd was as much a part of the show as we were. He had been teasing that throw throughout the match, and so they knew it was coming and they were begging for it. So yeah, they all wanted to be there to catch me. What a lot of people don't realize about the throw was a couple weeks before that was my first match with him.
Really?
And he put me over. I pinned him.
With what?
Headbutt to the nuts. So his revenge was this match where he throws me in. And I never beat him again. I worked with him for about 2 or 3 months on the house shows. But that was the initial start of Spike Dudley. He gave me the credibility that I could win. There are always these underdogs of elevating the undercard, and that's how the business is supposed to work.
Right.
And that was just the icing on the cake, was that moment of that toss.
Man, that had to be kind. That had to be cool.
That's the scariest part. You never know if someone's going to take a shot at you, when you're crowd surfing. Because that crowd was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And if somebody just didn't like me and I come passing by, and there were a lot of people that were like that, that resented just because I was a normal looking guy in the business, and there were a lot of fans, I should be in the business.
Yeah.
We've got body surfing at the ECW Arena.
Do you want to hear the real capper to this story,
Absolutely,
though?
absolutely.
So after the TV taping, we were doing house shows, and we were doing the same thing. No problem. I always got caught. It was all good.
Wow.
And then we were down in, I want to say it was Kissimmee, Florida. The way that the seating was set up, usually you got the 4 sides and it's just a straight row. Well, on each side was 2 sets and then a aisleway dead center.
Ooh.
So when we got up, everybody was crowded and standing up. And
waiting for it?
Yeah, and he threw me dead center, and they parted like the Red Sea.
Did you land on chairs?
I landed on my ass.
Oh, God.
And when I splatted, I'll never forget Phil LaFont, who was a hell of a shooter. He came over, he leaned over, he goes, Mike, you're all done, get in the back. And that was it. That was the last time we did the throw, was when the crowd didn't catch me. This is one of my favorites. This is Asbury Park. I want to say Living Dangerously, 98. This was an insane pay-per-view. This place was crazy. And this was a 6-way tag team match. It was me and New Jack against Bubba and Devon against Balls and Axel.
What were you thinking right here?
I was scared shitless. This was my most terrifying moment in pro wrestling. This was my first balcony dive, but the atmosphere was just insane.
You ready to relive it?
Oh, yeah. Jack's all confident. You can see me. I'm kind of like, wow, my God.
Oh, gosh. My goodness.
And the place went nuts.
Look at it.
You can see that it was just insane.
I'm assuming the first time you've ever been up in that area in the arena was when you did that crazy dive.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we walked up there beforehand to say, okay, here's where the spot where, this is where we're going to do it. But yeah, there was no practice. I mean, I've got my bumps and bruises, but I don't think I did anything I wasn't capable of walking away from. I've said no to stuff if I thought it was over the top.
If you weren't comfortable with something, you had no problem saying no, correct?
Correct.
And likewise. But for a lot of you, I know you might have nowhere to turn and no one to lean on. Well, that's where today's sponsor, BetterHelp, comes in. BetterHelp matches you with a therapist and lets you talk to them however you feel most comfortable, either through a phone call, video call, or messaging. Go to my link, betterhelp.com/Maven, and answer a few simple questions. Then you'll be paired with a licensed therapist, usually within 48 hours. I'm here to tell you it's okay to ask for help. That's why more than 4 million people have turned to BetterHelp. And again, you can go to betterhelp.com/Maven or choose Maven Huffman during sign up to get a discount off your first month of therapy. And the therapist you get matched with is there to listen to you and give helpful, totally unbiased advice. And thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
This was a house show, a non-televised show.
Yep.
At some crazy bar,
Cleveland, Ohio.
and the crowd was nuts.
Bubba Ray!
But this is when we were stupid. Did he really?
Right on the bar.
Oh, Bubba was just stupid.
That power
See,
bomb.
but
Did
yeah.
he call that power bomb right there?
No, of course not. He just no.
He just
But-
feeling it.
Yeah, but Bubba knew what I could take and what I couldn't take.
Yeah.
And if he felt it, I trusted him.
Bubba would have your back with a lot of the boys too.
Bubba had my back always.
with everybody.
The World Tag Team title belts are on the line.
I think I went into shock after this match. I'll be honest with you. I was doing ring crew.
Hold up. So after these crazy bumps, you're still taking their ring?
Yeah. Part of my deal, my pay was ring crew and then my wrestling pay, and that's what allowed me to actually quit working a job and just be a full-time wrestler.
Wow.
So I'd go in there and do the match and whatever, tape up my head and all of that, and then go down and break down the ring. But after that match, I came back and I was like, I just call it shock. I don't know what it was, but I was freaked out. My body wasn't working and all of that. And it was Chris Chetty, Danny Dorian, Roadkill, Mikey Whipwreck. We were the road crew. And I couldn't move. They're just like, oh, we got you covered, Spike. We'll move on. And I just needed 12 hours to come out of it. But I think it was because of the level of physicality some of that stuff.
Absolutely. And probably just exhaustion.
Could have been. I mean, who knows? I don't know.
Did it ever happen again?
No.
That was
just
it?
that one
Just
time.
that one time?
Yeah.
No, not again.
I hated the fire. Ugh,
You
I hated
think?
the fire, yeah.
And that's a lot of lighter fluid.
The stack tables have been set ablaze.
Did you wet your clothes beforehand, knowing
I think I
what was
taped
coming?
up my arms.
Okay.
That wasn't the first time I'd done fire, but the double flaming tables scared me
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure what the effects were going to be of the two tables.
Well, like you said, you have no control. How did they get the fire out?
Well, they actually, just so you know, they put buckets of water and towels under the corners, and the refs know what's going on. The security crew, Alice Detail, was
Gotcha.
there. They know what's going on. So there were those things like, hey, if needed, chuck a bucket of water. Right. The problem with fire, which sucks more than anything, is that when you're putting it goes out instantly, but it goes out with your skin. And I'd done it before, and my arms just blistered, up to nothing. And so that with the two tables, I don't think it had ever been done. I don't know the world of hardcore. Maybe it had been. But I was just scared. I didn't know what the effects were going to be. So this, to me, was the most underrated bump that I've ever done. Not that one. That was when Gertner pushed out and didn't catch me.
You, laid you?
Yeah.
Turned his back on the World
This is it. It's a stupid bump and a stupid placement of the bump, but this was the bump to end all bumps.
Spike gets caught. Now Balls catches Spike. What the hell?
But that was, to me, was like the most
Again,
over the top. Yeah, just chucking me blind.
Well, and control the controllables, and when you're rotating in midair, going towards because you hit the guardrail in midair.
I had no control because I was backwards, as you said. I had no idea.
So that's the bump. That's
to me is the epitome of
Spike Dudley. Explain to us why.
Because it wasn't placed. Because it wasn't done correctly.
Was it called on the spot, or did you guys have it called?
No. We had that spot called, but it was called stupidly.
It was called in the wrong spot of the match.
Right.
You should have let the people digest it.
Yeah. If that was at like the highlighter at the end of the match or some place where it was consequential, but that was like taking a body slam in the match. It made no sense. But from a physicality, I put that one on one of my.
That's your top one for you.
Yeah.
The water's out.
Now we're in WWE.
I don't remember which one specifically this is.
But Albert back here. Albert ran right.
Oh, Baldo.
Baldo? He was huge.
Yeah.
And that little Spike is in.
There's the throw.
Oh my God! Albert, God sakes! For the love of God!
No one even caught me on that one.
Goodness gracious.
Baldo was fun because he was so freaking strong.
Yeah.
He was so strong, and he could pick me up and launch me. That bump was, to me, that was nothing. Like, I remember, because at the time, the WWF office, they didn't know me.
They didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so every time I'd come back, are you okay? Do you need an ambulance? What? Fuck, I was just a
That had to feel that had to feel good, though.
Yeah. Well,
knowing that they,
yeah.
knowing that it would be a little while longer before they totally used you.
Yeah, before they figured it out. But yeah, they were always in a panic every time I came back from a match going, are you alive?
I don't think up until that point they had ever had anybody that could take all that you could take. I mean, you had
or willing to take.
You had your mix who, obviously took hellacious stuff.
Well, like Mick Foley, obviously, it was he came in and showed them that hardcore side.
Right. But Mick was never just punished. I feel like sometimes you were just punished.
That was my job, was to be punished.
Yeah.
And that's
a hell of a way to make a living.
I had fun with it. Like, you know what I mean? If I could do something and the crowd went, oh my God, that was the moment. You know what I mean? And it wasn't about me. I did it to make the other guy look awesome.
And there's not many guys that can say that. Not many guys willing to say that.
Me getting up and being able to work the next day, in itself, that was my story.
That was your superpower.
Right.
Spike picked a fight with a former WWF champion. He was defending the honor of his girlfriend. That's all Spike was doing.
That's Kurt Angle. What a talent.
Torn apart. And look at this. Olympic slam.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that one. Yeah, I'll tell you the story behind that was we're going through the match and we're going to go outside. Okay, what are you going to do outside? Kurt was like, I don't know. Kurt had been in the business for a year. He didn't, you know what I mean? I'd been seasoned through ECW, and I said, well, can you give me the angle slam off of, raise it up, do it off the steps. And you know what the first thing he said? He goes, well, probably kill me. I said, okay, no, don't worry about it. He goes, oh, no, if you can take it, I'll take it. But his first reaction was, oh, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do it. For me, it's just kind of a toss from 3 feet. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Him, plus he's 100 pounds heavier than me. He's landing on his back and neck. It's probably much stiffer on him. But that was easy peasy.
Now, coming from ECW, where you would do stuff on the outside, and going to WWE that had the thicker mats, how much more protection was provided?
There's none. There's no protection.
But what are the Dudleys going to do here? Well, we're fixing to find out.
This is one of my favorites. Oh, yeah, this is my favorite. I love this one.
Oh, this doesn't look good. Spike Dudley, monster of people.
Why is that your favorite? Like, you got literally excited there.
I called that one.
The hell's
like a
wrong
lot
with
of
this
bumps
boy?
and stuff like that. Like there were collaborations. That one was 100% my idea. And like Bubba and Devon, they'd put me through tables all over the place, all these different ways.
Yeah.
And it was like, let's come up with something new. And I said, "Would you guys just fucking launch me? See what happens."
See what happens.
When I brought it up and said, let's try it, we practiced it with the crash pad a couple of times. And they've, timing is a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Of understanding how somebody's going to move. They knew my timing. I knew their timing. And it was just launch me. Just launch me. See what happens.
And they had been working together long enough
For years,
that they were going to be, because you get two guys doing something like that, their timing has to be
Right.
good. If you get one guy off,
Yeah, then you're hosed. But no, that one, to me, that was perfect. I love that. Actually, I love that whole match. I took some great bumps in that match.
when you would get done with a big bump, something like that, would you, like laying there right now, are you feeling a sense of accomplishment? Are you like, my night's over?
Well, my first thing, as long as I'm conscious, is listening.
For the, for the reaction.
Yeah. And then with WWE, it was always the refs going, "Are you okay? Are you good?" Yeah, I'm fucking fine. Get away. But I'm always listening. That was, how did that one work?
Yeah.
Did it work?
How'd it go over?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Not,
Yeah.
Did it not?
Send a message to anybody that wants a piece of this hardcore title.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go. This is it's a hardcore match.
I know who he is. I know what he is.
Well, I don't think he'd like to be referred to as
Look at that sell job.
Well, the match is over. I wasn't supposed to be getting
Yeah.
up.
little exclamation point to this.
Nice choke. Oh my God.
Now, truth be told,
Please.
Taker was more scared of that than I was. Taker didn't want to do that bump.
And he was talked into it. How?
All right. You come down for TV, and there's the card. You got your matches. Undertaker versus Spike in a hardcore match. For me, it's a big deal, wrestling Undertaker on Raw.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is awesome. So I get with Taker in the afternoon, and okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then, I'll give you the last ride, and I'll choke slam you 1, 2, 3. And I stopped him. I was like, is that it? And he's like, what do you mean? And it wasn't because I wanted more to beat me. It was.
You got to protect me here a little bit.
Right.
Taker.
Yeah, I don't want to sell
on
for
now.
you. It wasn't anything like that. It was, I went, Taker, I'm Spike. Like, I'm 140 pounds. You can do stuff with me that you can't do with other people.
Right.
Let's do something over the top. And he was like, well, what do you have in mind? And I didn't go, like, I just saw the thing. I hadn't thought about it. I just, why don't you just choke slam me to the floor? And his first reaction was, no, I'm not going to do that.
It'll kill you.
And I went, no, we can do this. I can do it. He went, no. I'm serious. Boom, boom. I said, it's easy. He went, no. I said, please, just trust me. I can do this. And he was like, fine. So we broke out the crash pad.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, we did. We practiced it. So we take out the crash pad, and he practices, so like clearing me of the ropes.
That's the biggest hurdle, I think.
Yeah, he's
Because if you get
6'9",
if you get your foot hung up on the
then
ropes,
I'm totally screwed.
Yeah.
Right. So he did it. He tossed it a couple times, and he's still not feeling it. But as we're down there, Bubba walks down, and Taker looks at Bubba, and he's like, "Fucking Spike wants me to choke slam him to the floor. What's wrong with him?" And Bubba just looked at him, and it's like, if Spike says he can take it, he can take it. And Undertaker went like,
okay.
okay.
All right.
If that wasn't bad enough, look at this choke slam. Out of the ring.
But yeah, you're right. Clearing the ropes,
And he clears it perfect.
yeah.
Because
you
it's,
see how I'm bringing up my knees? I was telling you that what happened there was it knocked the wind out of me, and I remember that I was bringing my knees up to get my air back because it knocked. The only thing that hurt was not that it hurt, but it knocked the wind out of me.
Right.
I couldn't breathe. So I was bringing my knees up to go
Gotcha.
like.
Gotcha.
But other than that, it was fine.
Look at our tag team champions here.
Grenier coming back in that
that World Tag Team title belt.
Oh, this is that stupid one.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Walk us through what.
Okay,
I
these
love.
two
I love
guys.
knowing what. I love knowing what
All
you're
right,
thinking.
so watch whether they lift me or not.
The Dudleys. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
All right, so the deal here, throw me over the top, through the table. These guys were young. They were young and green. We actually had practiced this, and the one thing I said was just make sure my legs are clear. Lift me up high. And they were so green.
Right.
You're at the end of the match. And
You're
who
blown
cares?
up.
Right, and it's just like, oh, I got you, boom. And they were careless, so they didn't get me high enough, and the back of my heels clipped the top rope, and I splatted.
Which probably stopped your momentum, but I mean, I don't know if everybody saw, but your head hits
My
the
head
table.
clips out like,
Yeah.
there's actually this perfect chunk
Yep.
of a table from my head.
and you could hear that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
did that hurt worse than the bump?
Didn't hurt at all. Well, my reaction was, whoops.
They were probably
And-
shitting their pants in the ring at this point.
well, I'm sure, because I don't know if they could read the ref stuff, but that's, what's his name?
Brian Hebner?
Brian was a cool guy.
Yeah.
And like he's coming over, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He starts, they picked me up on my pants. Like that's where they screwed up, is they were lazy. If you look at it, they grabbed my,
Right.
you don't grab, you pick and lift.
Right. Realistically, you take the table out of that, it's a hell of a spot. It's just the fact
know
that the
what?
table was there, and once you see a table, you need the payoff of
I'll be honest,
putting
if my-
Spike through it.
If my head hadn't clipped the table, I'd probably be really messed up, because even just that little clip
Stop your
breaks
momentum.
Yeah.
I've always said going through a table's way easier because
Oh,
it
yeah.
does stop you.
Right. It breaks it.
Now, Spike, we move to your time in TNA. Anything you'd like to say about that before we get going?
I mean, I appreciate TNA. You know, they gave me a job, but I was not a big fan of the company.
You
How
felt
it
like your
was
career at this point was.
I was done.
That bag, and we've seen this before from Abyss.
I liked working
Love
with
Chris,
Abyss.
yeah.
He was fun.
Was too big. Too much for him to chew, and look at him, putting the forehead.
Oh my God, he's taking his face.
This was- I think I still have some thumbtacks in my boots.
Just grinding him right there into us. And look at them, you can see them all.
Oh, they're all in my head. Oh, God, yeah, that was not too much fun.
Oh, goodness.
That's just the most gross thing I think I've seen tonight.
Showing the crowd.
Trying. I guess getting angry.
I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Oh, but the strength. Oh!
I remember those getting stuck in my elbow like that. Yeah.
And you took a flat.
I do thumbtacks over fire in a heartbeat. Although, look, oh my God, they're in my eyes.
They're
I
everywhere.
didn't even realize that.
They're
part of it.
everywhere. I just got one question
Yep.
because the people I know are going to wonder. You just said you'd rather do thumbtacks over fire.
Oh, yeah.
And for the people that think, that the fake, wrestling's fake, this or that, there's no way to fake thumbtacks.
No.
There's
no.
zero
They
way
stick
to
in you.
fake
They suck.
thumbtacks.
I remember my elbow, like whatever it is, that funny bone, and you're going shit, ow. No, that's all real. That's right. Stupid, but real.
You know, as you see, Don, all these weapons. Oh, and then Raven.
Oh, and here we go.
Here we
Now
go.
here's the Raven
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, and
He's gonna climb the ladder.
Well, you can see. Wait a minute! Unbelievable! Unbelievable, Brother Rod!
See, that's a screw up. That was a bad spot. Why are you putting this on a highlight? Delete this.
That's.
I missed him.
The spot was to land.
Yeah, right.
With your
Do a
feet.
double foot stomp through his
Gotcha.
belly and break the table.
Gotcha.
And I don't know whether I was off or whatever, but I slid off his belly.
Wouldn't have been safer to do a splash onto him? I mean, you still would have.
Hindsight is
always.
right. I don't know, but probably. Actually, this was a pretty hardcore match, wasn't it? I think I got hung in this too.
Raven has got that dog collar, steel chain as well. Got the dog collar wrapped around the neck of Brother Rod. Going to take his.
Who came up with this spot?
I think this was
Raven?
Yeah, this was Raven's idea. You can take it. Okay.
And Brother Rudd came out to help him, and then it turned on him.
What does he do? Strap it around? Yeah. Oh, he does. Yeah, he just pulls me up right by the neck. That should be it. I should be dead.
Yeah.
But the tables right there below. He hits it, and there he goes, and he smashes through it.
That actually wasn't too bad.
No.
That was only a couple of feet. That wasn't.
Again, you're wired different. Now with the hanging spot, I mean, they didn't have any harnesses, they didn't have anything. He was really hanging you.
Yeah, he just grabbed me by the collar.
And hold on.
Yeah.
And grab on.
Yeah, there was nothing on that.
How much did that hurt?
I mean, I didn't feel like my neck was going to be broken, but it was just, I can't breathe.
You really can't breathe.
Yeah, no, that was, like, it was on me to hold my own weight.
Right, yeah.
As we were doing it.
Did you have a safe word? Could you yell like aardvark and have him put you down?
How do you yell when you're getting choked? Right? No, there was nothing like that.
There was
it was
nothing
like,
to let him know?
Let's just, But I mean, Scotty's a good worker,
Right.
and like,
Yeah.
if I suddenly went limp, he'd probably let go.
Right.
But no, that was just
Probably.
probably. So, but no, that was.
I thought he was selling it good.
Yeah, no, that was just. Let's do it.
Slamming Abyss's face against the steel balls.
What
God.
did he just do?
Let's watch that again.
I don't even know what I landed on.
I was going to say, was it supposed to give?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it was a table.
No.
Unbelievable as he lands on top of the platform.
Oh, fucking Jake. Really? Did you find this footage?
Look at that! Oh, man! Abyss just landed. I don't know if we
They cut a lot of the footage because Jake was so whacked out of his skull at the time.
Right.
At some point, he gives me a DDT and lays me out and pulls out the snake. Now, Jake is one of the greatest workers ever.
Psychology, yeah.
At the time, he was whacked out of his skull on the gimmicks. So this guy comes in, he's got this like 20-foot golden python, beautiful animal. And he wanted me to meet the snake beforehand.
Right.
And she had been fed and all of that. It was very gentle and mellow. So he hits me with the DDT and I'm out cold. He throws a snake over me, which is par for the course. But then he decides to grab the snake's head and he picks up my pants and shoves the snake's head down my pants. Now, the first thing is, holy shit, what if the snake wakes up?
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
And what if he thinks that's lunch?
Right. And so I played dead and pray to God Jake goes him back. And whatever it happens, I just lay down, he leaves, no harm, no foul. Now when I get back, the owner of the snake is pissed.
I bet.
Like, what are you doing treating my snake like this, like that? At the time, at TNA, we were all staying at the same hotel. So after the show, go back to the hotel and there's the bar and Jake's there. And he's been down there for a while. He's pounding and all of that, and shows up. And, oh, hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna leave now. And he goes, Spike, can you just cover the bill?
Oh my God.
I'll be back later. Yeah, okay, Jake. He grabs his stuff and he leaves. We never see him again.
No, of course not.
I run the tab, put everybody drinks that entire night. This is on Jake's room 312.
What was the tab?
I have no idea.
You didn't see a number?
I didn't give a shit. I was pissed at him.
I mean, he had a hell of a head start, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I put.
I'm glad you got that back over on
I put
him.
the entire tab on. I never saw him again after that, and I don't know who paid for it or if he ever paid for it.
Or if it got paid.
But fuck you. And I mean, God bless him. The gimmicks got control of him, and I've heard. I don't know if he's got it under control, but at the time he was a dick. And,
I did a show with him a year and a half ago, and he's better to be around. I mean, he was walking around with an oxygen tank, so I think he has some labored breathing now, which
it was just so
understandable.
douchey.
Well, Spike, thank you so much for joining me. I loved sitting for a couple hours and watching you get the hell beat out of you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. But what I want to know is, you tough enough? What hurt you?
It's funny you mentioned that. To watch that video, click the link on screen.